Here's a look at some of the stories West Michigan is waking up to this morning.
Several schools closed today due to illness.
If your child is ill or is feeling ill, starting to come down with something, keep them home. We'll catch them up when they get back in.
How many kids are sick and what you can do to keep them well.
Lake effect snow right now. A winter weather advisory in place for our region, but we're going to see more snow for everybody just in time for the weekend. More details just ahead.
Super Bowl Sunday is this weekend. Unique ideas to make your party really super.
It's really cool because you always want to try multiple different types of cars.
For your next car, would you like to buy, lease, or subscribe?
You're going to have one payment, but you're going to have access to over 20 different vehicles.
Where you can find this option so you don't waste your money.
Fox 17 Morning News continues right now.
From the station with the most local news, Fox 17 News starts now with a winter weather alert.
Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. I'm Deanna Falzone.
And I'm Mike Avery. Thank you for being here. This is Rob Westerby. That is Gary Frank. And the Lake Shore is where we're really
Getting
focused
some
here.
snow, yeah. So there's two parts to this because this morning, Lake Shore, this weekend, everywhere else, we're going to get some snow. So kind of keep you posted on both fronts right now. Obviously, the imminent threat is your drive along the Lake Shore where it could be slicker than others. We're going to check our mobile weather tracker very shortly. Winter weather advisory in place until 1 o'clock. I don't expect it to snow that long or be much of an issue as lake effect snow winds down by late morning. But certainly there are some spots where visibility and also road conditions get very, very slick. I'll take you there right now. Along 196, Saugatuck, all the way to Holland. We have seen from Saugatuck all the way up and down 196 south, also from Fenville, Hamilton, Diamond Springs. This has been the area. Also, just around, once you get past Jenison, that's where the snow starts to pick up. Robinson Township, Spring Lake, and Grand Haven along US 31 from Spring Lake all the way to Holland. That's where you're dealing with more snow than anything. Temperatures are very cold for everybody. We're away from the single digits because of cloud cover, and I'd expect us to drop maybe another degree or two, but temperatures are still on the colder side. Do expect us to get to 15 at noon with snow ending. But then we're at 18. It's not warm. We've got a west breeze at 10 to 15. Makes it feel like it's in the single digits. But as I mentioned, there's more snow tonight. We're going to track that for after midnight. So the rest of your Friday's dry, but it is going to be a blanket of white throughout West Michigan now, Saturday and Sunday. We'll discuss that and amounts coming up.
All right, Gary, thank you. We also have a crew out on the roads for you this morning to keep an eye on current conditions.
Meteorologist Candace Monticelli is live on our mobile weather tracker. What are you seeing this morning?
Good morning. So we are still in Ottawa County. We're heading towards Holland. We're near West Olive right now. And the roads, it really all depends on where you are. Where some of these bands set up can make roads worse than others. So let me show you where we are right now. We are on M31. We're going southbound, heading towards Holland. We're just passing West Olive. So there's mainly tracks in the roadways. We're going under the speed limit. This is a 55-mile-per-hour road. We're going about anywhere between 40 and 45 miles per hour. We have continued to see road commission crews off and on, but folks are going pretty much at the speed limit or just a little bit under it, following tracks in the roadways. There's maybe a dusting to a half an inch or so on the roadways. Some slick conditions. Need to give yourself extra time as always, but nothing too terrible. We haven't seen any slide-offs, any major accidents for the morning yet. Definitely just need to take those precautions because when you speed up in conditions like this, that's when things start to cause some damage and can cause those accidents. But other than that, you know, we're not seeing too much. So we're going to head towards Holland, keep an eye on the road conditions for you there, see what's going on once we get further down M31 going southbound. So for now, in Ottawa County in the weather tracker, I'm Candace Monticelli, Fox 17 News.
Fox 17 traffic, 6:02. We're looking right now at 196 east of Lake Michigan Drive, and you can see in the Kent County area, in Grand Rapids proper, no snow on the pavement. It is along the lakeshore that we're seeing the slower speeds. As you can see, the speed data for the freeways, 96, 131, M6, normal in Kent County and most of Ottawa County. You can see that around the Hudsonville area, Coopersville area, no problems there. It is all along US 31 between Grand Haven and Holland and Point South. And And of course, as Candace was showing you, it really varies as to the speeds wherever you're located. And it also varies as to whether there's snow on the ground. But of course, as these bands move through, the snow stays on the pavement that you got earlier, and you're going to have slower speeds as you see south of Holland down 196. In the Kalamazoo area, normal speeds, normal travel times. I'm Rob Westerby, Fox 17 Traffic.
All right, Rob, thank you. Well, the flu continues to hit the United States pretty hard, including here in West Michigan.
Yeah, it's shutting down several school districts again today. And yesterday, teachers at Berry County Christian Schools spent the day deep cleaning, hoping to knock out the flu for good. Their school's administrators says that they had 18% of their kids out sick on Tuesday, but that it's important for kids to stay home if they're sick.
Really, it's about making sure that if your child is ill or is feeling ill, starting to come down with something, keep them home. We don't want them at school. It'll be okay. We'll catch them up when they get back in.
The Kalamazoo Health Department says their influenza cases nearly doubled in the last week.
And as the flu continues to spread across the U.S., some people are turning to alternative treatments to help prevent and treat the virus. Some doctors recommend you have proper vitamin D and C levels to help boost your immune system. And apparently, good old-fashioned chicken noodle soup and herbal tea could also help if you do get sick.
Echinacea, there's golden seal, there's olive leaf extract. Elderberry is a favorite, and I'm in favor of those. The old folk remedies have withstood the test of time. They're available to anyone at any time. They're not really very expensive.
Doctors also say keeping a healthy diet and getting enough rest can also help you stay healthy and recover from the flu.
It was a packed house at Michigan State University following the ongoing fallout from a former sports doctor who sexually abused hundreds of women and girls while working for the school and USA Gymnastics. Last night's meeting also comes after the Board of Trustees voted for former Governor John Engler to take over as interim president. Lou Anna Simon resigned in the wake of the Larry Nassar sexual abuse case. Hundreds of people waited for a chance to get inside last night's meeting. The line stretched outside the Kellogg Center and wrapped around the building. Many students and faculty members say they were upset that they didn't have any say in who would lead the university, with the vast majority saying that they don't think Engler is qualified for the job.
We wanted somebody, the faculty wanted somebody, and the students wanted somebody with academic leadership, with crisis management leadership, and somebody who knew, had experience with especially sexual assault crisis leadership. And John Engler, like him or don't like him, either way, he doesn't have that experience.
Many faculty and students we talked with demanded a new interim president and that the entire Board of Trustees be replaced. Meanwhile, a Lansing area police department apologized to a victim of Nassar. The department admitted that they botched an investigation into the former doctor back in 2004. Brianne Randall Gay was 17 years old when she told Meridian Township Police that Nassar molested her when she was getting treatment for her back. However, Nassar persuaded police that what he did was a legitimate treatment, and they closed the case. Yesterday, Brianne, who's now 30 years old, spoke to township officials via Skype and accepted the apology. Township officials say that they're training all staff on how to better handle sexual assault accusations. And sentencing for Larry Nassar resumes this morning. You can tune into our live stream on fox17online.com or look for live reports on air. Today's hearing is scheduled to start at 8:30.
Well, a family is searching for answers this morning after a 16-year-old girl was found dead. Nicole DiDonato joining us with that story and other headlines. Good morning.
And good morning to all of you. Well, she was listed as a runaway before she was found dead. Mujay Dambuya was a student at East Kentwood High School, and her family reported her missing last month. Days later, she was found dead in Kalamazoo. Now police are calling her death a homicide. Family says they still don't know what happened, and they just want justice.
She didn't run away. What would make her run away? She has a family that loves her. She has everybody that loves her around her. What will make her run away?
Anyone with information should call Kalamazoo Public Safety or Silent Observer. 2 people were injured following a crash. This one happened around 8:45 last night at the intersection of East Paris and 100th Street. That's in Gaines Township. Police say a driver heading north on East Paris didn't yield the right of way, turned right into the path of a vehicle heading east. The at-fault driver has a head injury and a second driver has a fractured leg. Police say alcohol is not a factor. Well, police releasing surveillance images of a new person of interest in a debit card fraud investigation investigation involving Lake Michigan Credit Union. Detectives say thieves got access to the numbers and pins of almost 100 debit and ATM cards last month. Happened at the branch on Division Avenue in Wyoming. Those cards have since been deactivated and all customers reimbursed, but police are still looking for 4 more men in that case. They're offering $5,000 for information leading to an arrest. So if you have any information, please give them a call. And you may see more women than usual wearing red today. That is because the American Heart Association is National Wear Red Day to help raise awareness and advocate for more research for women's heart health. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for women in the United States. And today is Groundhog Day, and the custom determines whether we'll have 6 more weeks of winter or an early spring. Punxsutawney Phil will emerge from his burrow at Gobbler's Knob in Pennsylvania later this morning, and as the lore goes, if Phil sees his shadow, we'll have 6 more weeks of winter. No shadow means that we can expect an early spring. And that is awesome Bill Murray there in Groundhog Day. Always
Such
like
a
that
good
movie.
I know.
It is.
Classic. Thanks, Nicole.
All right, 8 minutes after 6, coming up after the break.
If you're hoping to get your hands on Tesla solar products, they may soon be coming to a store near you. We'll tell you where you can expect to buy them.
Another school shooting leaves several people injured. Why the suspect is claiming it was an accident.
Winter weather advisory in place for this lake effect snow. We check in with our mobile weather tracker and also discuss more snow for everybody just ahead.
It's no problem of mine, but it's a problem I find. Living a life that I can't leave behind.
You're watching Fox 17 Morning News with Mike Avery, Deanna Falzone, Gary Frank, and Rob Westerby.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Can you explain what is happening here, Avery?
Yeah,
I don't know that I want to know.
All right, so the idea. So my kids, and actually Candace Monticelli does it. I wish she wasn't in the weather tracker today, but she does this little move, and my kids do the same move, and they do it really well, and it looks cool when you do it right. That doesn't look cool because I'm not doing it right. And of course, our great editor, Mike Meyer, said I look like Peter Garrett from Midnight Oil doing that same kind of move.
I think that Candace should pull into a parking lot, get in the headlights, and do the move for us.
I think that's a good idea, Rob. We might have to have her do
We'll
that.
have to see if
so we
she'll do
can
it.
see how it's done the right way.
That's right. That's right.
She's
This is
good
for
at it.
We'll ask her.
veracity.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's snowing. Obviously, the weather tracker's out there, so it's along the lakeshore. So otherwise, not much snow further to the east, but there will be this weekend. So winter weather advisory in place at the moment until 1 o'clock. We're expecting to see that winter weather advisory in place. I would expect it to be done a little sooner as snow starts to wind down. This mainly affects your morning commute from Grand Haven, Robinson Township, Holland, South Haven. We're going to continue to see areas of visibility that go down. In fact, right into East Saugatuck, north of Saugatuck along 196 between Holland. We're going to continue to see those heavier bursts of snow. Spring Lake, Grand Haven, I'm already starting to see evidence that the breeze is out of the west enough where more of this has moved from the lakeshore inland. So that's why we also have picked up a few snow showers in downtown Grand Rapids. But temps are very cold either way. We're still protected by the lake and cloud cover, so we're in the low teens. We're at 11 up to 15, and then 18 by 3 o'clock. So after that, snow is not a threat the rest of Friday, but for the rest of the weekend, we're expecting snow on Saturday and Sunday. I expect that after 2 a.m. and especially tomorrow afternoon, where it really doesn't quit till Sunday. I've got some totals for you and also a detail of the next 7 days just ahead.
Well, speaking of, we are checking back in with our crew out on the road this morning.
Meteorologist Candace Monticelli in the tracker. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, we just got off of 196 on the Douglas and Saugatuck exit. Kind of check on things here for you. So here's how some of the side roads are looking. Still snow covered. There's a good coating to ½ an inch of snow covering. So definitely the highways are better treated than here on the secondary roadways. This is about a 50 mile per hour area. We're going about 30 miles per hour. So still under the speed limit. We keep continuing to see road commissions out here. No major slide-offs or accidents just yet. But in certain spots, we are losing visibility. Like you heard Gary say, in between Holland and Saugatuck, there was very low visibility. We can testify to that. We had to put flashers on and really take it slow at some points. So when you do run into these heavy bursts of snow, that's when things can get a little more challenging on your morning commute. But once you get out of the burst of snow, just still need to take it slow. There can be some slippery and slick spots. We are continuing to follow the tracks on the side roads and the highways. So for now, near Saugatuck and Douglas, in the Weather Tracker, I'm Candace Monticelli, Fox 17 News.
Fox 17 traffic, 6:32. We expected about an hour for things to slow down at this location, 96 in the East Beltline. That's the time it usually gets slowed down. Part of it because of what you see right here, where the on-ramp from the Beltline joins with the through lanes. We have no problems getting through the downtown interchange in Grand Rapids. Southbound 131, the busier side. As you can see, this is northbound in that little odd spot that I call the Mobius Strip. Nobody else calls it that. And we've got generally on-time traffic in Kent County and varying speeds. And it's just generally we've got it coded yellow as being a chance that you'll go under 50 miles per hour. But it really varies depending on the conditions, as you've seen through the windshield of our mobile weather tracker. I'm Rob Westerby, Fox 17 Traffic.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Well, what's the best, or all parents want the best for their children when it comes to their education?
Absolutely, and for many, homeschooling is the best option. Alyssa Heron has more on why so many families are choosing that path.
Good morning to the both of you. While schooling at home might be a little more popular than you think, from you as parents teaching your kids to a certified teacher virtually teaching online. Now, there are several options, but the question many ask are the kids getting the best quality education? Well, we met up with some families to find out. Take a listen.
Look at that, that's cool. Look at this, guys.
They ask a lot of, so do you just sit at home all day on the couch and don't do anything? And it's not at all what we do. Yeah. We do school just like any other kid.
Natalie Havman says despite what most people think, it's business as usual when she's learning at home. And despite being a classroom of just her and her siblings, she also has plenty of extracurricular activities to choose from.
They do music lessons and play sports. There are so many opportunities out there that they can be involved with. So that really wasn't a concern for me at all.
Well, according to the Michigan Department of Education, there are about 1.5 million K-12 students in the state, and only about 561 reported homeschool students. But homeschool students are not required to register, and industry websites estimate there are more than 42,000 homeschooled students in the state.
Oh, look at that!
Learning at home is attractive for many reasons. Parents cite protecting their kids from a nationwide bullying epidemic to health-related issues or simply what they feel is best for their child.
Every child learns differently, so I could teach them based on how they learn best. They can learn at their own pace. They're not forced to move on. If they're not ready yet, if they don't have that particular subject mastered, we can stay on it until they learn it.
Victoria Havman, whose children have learning and physical disabilities, decided she could choose the best curriculum for her children's education.
I just thought, I'm not afraid of an unconventional life, and maybe we'll try something different for a little bit, but we've always gone year to year. So I always, every year around this time, I reassess and figure out, is this working for all the kids? Is it working for me as a mom? Is it working for our family together?
And one day a week, her kids attend HSB, a resource center for homeschooled students that offers basic classes from reading and math to economics and chemistry.
It's great to have the option that, for instance, especially those high school lab sciences, if it's not something that I'm comfortable doing at home, that I do have a resource where they can come and take a class in that and get that lab experience that is a little trickier at home.
In the state of Michigan, parents are not required to be a certified teacher.
Do you believe that your kids are getting the same quality education?
I do feel with being able to learn that the way that they learn and being able for me to tailor it to them, that they're getting the same, if not better for them, education as if they were in the school system.
And for parents who feel they can't teach certain subjects at home, they can turn to online teachers at places like the Michigan Great Lakes Virtual Academy, and it's free for all students.
Our school, we have access to Michigan certified teachers
So we do have many homeschool families that do come to us at a certain point in their child's education that they might need more access to that certified teacher.
Linda Havman is Natalie Havman's grandmother. She also works for Olivet Nazarene University. She says kids that learn at home can often be more prepared for collegiate life.
What I noticed is that when a student is going through homeschooling and they get into the high school years, quite often their learning becomes more self-driven. They might do some more online, or they're doing project-based type things. So then by the time they got in college, they were used to managing their time.
All right, and we did reach out to Grand Rapids Public School for their opinion on homeschooling, and they say, quote, "We support a parent's right to choose their educational opportunities, including homeschooling. GRPS welcomes opportunities to partner with homeschool families and ensure they are aware of all of the programs, services, and school choices offered by the district." And we also spoke with the Michigan Department of Education, who says we are not against homeschooling. For now in the studio, Alyssa Heron, Fox 17 News.
All right, Alyssa, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, a trial date is set for a man who's accused of driving his truck into a group of bicyclists, killing and injuring several of them. You probably remember this. This was a really big story.
Oh, yeah. Nicole DiDonato joining us now with that story and other headlines. Hi there.
Well, hi, good morning to all of you. Well, police say he was driving under the influence back in June of 2016 when he plowed into a group of bicyclists. Jury selection for that trial against Charles Pickett set to start April 23rd in Kalamazoo. 5 people were killed, 4 others were hurt. Now, last month, the state Supreme Court decided against hearing an appeal from Pickett's lawyers, who argued there wasn't enough evidence to send him to trial for second-degree murder. Deputies in Kent County looking for the person who robbed a Subway yesterday afternoon. It happened on West River Drive in Plainfield Township. Deputies say a man demanded money from the cash register, and they say that he implied he had a weapon but never actually showed one. Suspect ran off, and police dog could not find him. If you know anything, call deputies. And a doctor who was detained by immigration officials and put in jail is back at home this morning. Dr. Lucas Neese came to America from Poland with his parents legally when he was a child and has a green card, but he was detained after 18 run-ins with police and had been behind bars since January 16th. Now, we've reached out to Bronson Hospital in Kalamazoo, where he works, to see when he'll be back. However, we have not yet heard back from officials. And Ford International Airport announcing that Frontier is adding a 4th destination. It's a nonstop flight to Philadelphia. It'll start on April 9th and will fly twice a week on Mondays and Fridays. Frontier also flies from Grand Rapids to Fort Myers and Orlando. So to kick off this new service, Frontier will offer fares for as low as $29 for a limited time. And 20 Monroe Live celebrated its 1-year anniversary in downtown Grand Rapids yesterday. Since opening its doors last year, the venue has hosted more than 150 events and welcomed more than 180,000 guests. 20 Monroe Live is celebrating the 1-year mark this weekend, though, with 2 concerts. They're also selling limited edition merchandise. For more information, just head to our website or search our Fox 17 mobile news app. Very popular venue there.
Hard to believe, 1 year already.
Isn't it?
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Thanks, Nicole.
6:40, still ahead this morning.
Well, Super Bowl Sunday is just days away, and if you're planning to throw a party, we've got you covered. Carver's from the downtown market joining us with some great food options coming up next.
Took him